I was having panic attacks on every call. I was so bad at sales. I didn't know what I was doing. It was because I knew what was coming at the end of the call, objections, and I had no idea how I was going to handle it. I had no leadership. So I really struggled, so much so that my mentor at the time that I paid lots of money to told me, nope, you're not going to make it. This is not for you.
Hello, everybody. First of all, welcome to the show, Nail the Sale podcast. I have a princess of a king, and she is from New York. Yeah, I think so, right? And she is like one of the best I know in remote high ticket sales. Many achievements. A lot of you, like all of you now, we have like a very small circle. Everybody knows her. But Princess, welcome to the show, and I really appreciate you just joined today. And please introduce us, who you are, what you did, what's going on.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure being here. Thanks for having me on. I started back in high ticket sales back in 2022, and my whole thing was just I was having panic attacks on every call. I was so bad at sales. I didn't know what I was doing. It was because I knew what was coming at the end of the call, objections, and I had no idea how I was going to handle it. I had no leadership. So I really struggled, so much so that my mentor at the time that I paid lots of money to told me, nope, you're not going to make it. This is not for you. um, and so I put my head down and figured out, how do I master the craft of leading people in a way that felt natural and conversational and just wasn't slapping people around, because that's kind of what the sales mentors at the time were all about. And so what I did was I tracked my journey on Facebook online, my progress. And so people were able to see the
Rich.
progression. And that's
Totally.
how I became kind of, I guess, known in the space for this big transition. Because I went from panic attacks on every single sales call, making like a few $100s a month, to being able to collect over 3.4 million in a single year. And that, commission wise translates to well over 350,000 in commission. So now I coach other people to help them to make life-changing income in sales. And it's my gosh, I feel so blessed that I'm able to help people, because I'm so passionate now about sales being the vehicle to transform your life. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm loving the energy right now. Of course, it is awesome. And first of all, because I've been following you for a while right now, I know you've been working with some named people, and you have like massive achievements. Like in like 2, 3 years, generating like $3.4 million is a lot. In this era, when people feels like working on commission only is, shooting in the foot. So it's not right. So let's
Mhm.
get right into it, right? I want to jump straight into something that a lot of closers struggle with.
Mhm.
There are closers making $3,000 a month, and others making at the same time like 10,000, 20,000, even 50K. I know some people personally. And on
Yeah.
paper, they're on the same offer, maybe same leads, same script, right? So let's actually start here. What is actually the difference between 3K
Yeah.
closers and the 10K closers?
Yeah. So it's actually quite simple. The
Hmm.
difference between the people who are struggling 3 to 5K and the people doing 10, $20,000 a month in commissions is the people who are doing well, they have more of a willingness to fail forward. So what I
Okay.
mean is, failure is something that is so scary for people. Everyone has a fear of failure. But the thing is, people who are
Yeah.
successful look at that fear, look at the failure and go, okay, well, I'm just going to get on the other side of that and see what happens.
Mm.
Maybe I continue to fail for another year, or maybe I finally break through and get really good at this. Because at the end of the day, sales is just a skill like anything else. But
Okay.
for some reason, it's just certain people are so averse to that failure that they rather stay comfortable where they are than fail forward.
Yeah, I mean that is a very good point because
Mhm.
it is uncomfortable to keep trying and failing. And
Mhm.
most people choose comfort. So they don't fail. And of course, and then they cry that they are not making money. That is a valid point. So
Yeah.
skills, of course, is a thing. And there are two different things I would say. Skills versus identity, what they want to become, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So most people think it's better scripts, better tonality, better objection handling, Um, but from your experience, is this a skill gap or an identity gap?
100% identity gap because anyone can learn the skills. Hello. Like I was literally having panic attacks. Like I'm not exaggerating. Like I was sweating profusely on my calls. Prospects would
Okay.
pause, like be like, "Are you okay?" Like I looked
So
sick. Like I looked
okay,
like I
let
was
me
gonna
stop you
like
here.
puke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me stop you right there. Do you really mean having a panic attack like somebody would have real panic attack, or you're just
Yeah, yeah. I'm not exaggerating. Like if I
whoa,
look back
okay.
on my first year in sales, you could see sweat stains under my armpits. You could see like me looking really
Mm,
sweaty. Like I look like I'm about to be sick. Like I look awful because I'm really panicking. My heart's pounding. I'm stuttering a lot. Like almost every single call the prospect would ask me like, "Are you okay? Do you need to go get some water? Like are you like I was so nervous." So that's why I truly believe that anyone can learn the skill. It doesn't matter who you are, how introverted you are. It really doesn't matter. It's truly I was gonna say 80% mental, but no, it's 90% mental, which is identity. Because
yeah.
if you take like let's take two people who grew up in poverty, for example. One
Okay.
person, based on their identity, will feel like, you know what? Failure is really hard. It's uncomfortable. What if people say stuff about me? What if they see me, try this sales thing and then I fail? They're more concerned about that and looking bad and feeling bad. Whereas someone else who grew up in poverty will think, I'm already uncomfortable. Screw it. I'm just going to like fail as many times as I need to get out of this discomfort. So two
That's
people who grew
right.
up in the same situation will have completely different responses based on their identity.
That's right. Just to share a little bit with you, Princess, I came from like a very poverty, right? I'm living in Pakistan, making like, I mean, last month it was like $14,000 in commission, right? And making that kind of money, for somebody who's actually coming from, ghetto and living the life now, like living in the best place in the country and spending good time with the family, everybody's together and spend money to took my own people out of beefs, right? And that actually changed everything because what I had in my mind was I have to get out of it. I'm not gonna be the one like other people around me. So this is something I can really understand that. And you're 100% right. What do you think? Like at what point does it stop being about, tactics and start being about the person behind the call?
That's a good question. At what point? That's a tough one to pinpoint because some people, like, depending on when they get to me, like, if they get to me very early in their career, I work on the identity first before the tactics and the actual, like, framework of what you say on the call.
Okay.
But other people get to me at later in their career where they've been struggling for so long. And so
Mm.
I think if you work on your mindset first and while you're in your first few months, because that's the hardest, that's when you fail the most.
Yeah.
If you really work on your identity and you are crystal clear on what's going to keep you going on the days you want to give up, then you have a far better chance of success and you will hit 10K, 15K months a lot sooner than someone who just focuses on what do I say on the sales call. Because the moment somebody hangs up on you, you're going to be very upset and you're not going to want to take another call for a while because that
Right.
hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's straight bars. So yeah, of course. And I've been following you for a while now, and you guys like mostly people from the box, you guys speak about boundaries and holding frame, right?
Mhm.
So do you think like 3K, 4K closers struggle more with frame control or
Mhm.
like What
Yes.
does like a 10K closer do differently when a prospect challenges them, push back, or
Mhm.
tries to take control?
Yeah, it is frame control because remember the root, the foundation of everything, the foundation of being a good closer is being a good leader. The foundation of being a good leader is having strong leadership with yourself. The foundation of having strong leadership with yourself is having strong boundaries. So if you don't have strong boundaries, you
Yeah.
can't hold frame. Very simple example that I always cover in my master classes
Hmm.
is if
Hmm.
someone shows up to your call with their camera off or they
Yeah.
show up and they didn't do their homework. That's a very common one. They didn't do their homework. So they didn't watch the
Yeah.
pre-call video and you ask them and they
Yeah.
say, no, I didn't watch it. And then you just move on. No,
Yeah.
either reschedule the call if it's a long video or make them watch it right there if it's a short
Mm.
one. That's the boundaries. I'm not having a conversation with you if you didn't do your homework. So simple boundaries like that, people who have lower self-confidence, lower self-esteem, and it's okay. I had all of that. Okay. People pleasers.
Right.
The reason why I emphasize that stuff so much in my coaching is because I've realized once I created boundaries and uphold them, uh,
Mm.
I realized how big of a difference that made in my income. Like for me, the internal work was the difference between me staggering around 5, 6 thousand a month and then hitting 21,000 and then doing 30,000 a month consistently. So it wasn't, I didn't change anything with my call process. I didn't change anything I said. I didn't add any new word tracks. It was that. So that's the biggest one.
So if you haven't changed anything, how you get to like 5K to 30K? Like, I mean, can you give me an
Boundaries.
example of how a V closer
Mm-hmm.
handles the frame and identity and everything and the skill level
Mm-hmm.
versus how a strong closer, like new princes, does
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah. So it's boundaries and it's not letting people get away with anything. So you could have all the right responses and objection handles in the world. Your notebook could be full of them. But
Mm.
if you're in discovery and you let people get away with BS excuses, if you let
Mhm.
people get away with, oh, I haven't started the business because I just didn't know what to do, and you don't ask them,
Mm.
well, why haven't you sought mentorship or leveraged YouTube University or any of the resources we have access to? If you
Yeah.
don't ask them that, then you're subconsciously letting them know that they can get away with BS. So when you get to the end of your call, naturally they're going to give you
Mm.
some ridiculous objection, and now you're going to have to sit in the pocket and loop and loop. So to answer your question, the difference outside of what you say on the call is not letting people get away with anything and having that strong boundary. Because when I say frame, sometimes people don't know what I mean. It's just boundaries.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not talking about the script frames, of course. Yeah, frame and
Yeah,
boundaries
yeah.
are like that's one thing. And a lot
Mhm.
of people, live in I need to think about it land, right? They
Mhm.
think a lot about it. I mean, why do people that are not making a lot of money from closing? Because that is actually changing other salespeople's mind too. Because
Mhm.
strong hunter mentality people are different, like 50,000 years ago we were not sitting on a comfortable chair, right? If we had to eat, we had to go to hunt and
Mhm.
then eat, right? So why do 3K, 4K closers get stuck in endless objections while,
Yeah.
you don't do that. You just like build like 10K closers create urgency naturally.
Um, so when it comes to
Let
like
me
creating,
reframe the
yeah,
question. Let me reframe it. Is it that they handle objections better, or they prevent them earlier in the call?
it's preventing them, either preventing, free handling, all the same stuff. It's just getting it all out of the way in discovery. It makes your life so much easier. And it's a no-brainer thing, because when there's money on the table, so after you've dropped price and now there's a money conversation, the prospect starts to feel internal pressure. So now all of a sudden you went from being a trusted person to now you're a sleazy salesperson who just wants my money. Anything you say at that point after you've dropped the price is BS. They don't believe you, they don't trust you, you're a liar. So that's why I teach my students to pull out the all of the fears, all the limiting beliefs, everything that's going to come up on the back end, just pull it out in discovery, handle it there when they trust you. That way there's
Yeah,
nothing left at the end of the call. That's how you get
that's right.
objections closes.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, that is actually big. Well,
Mm-hmm.
and since we have like the time right now, I wanted to ask you, can anybody perform good on an offer with a bad marketing?
It would be a lot harder with bad marketing. So, one of the first things when I bring on a new student, I always look at what's the situation on your offer right now? What is the pre call funnel? Is there a pre call video? What kind of prospects are you getting consistently? What's your most common objection? So I can see what can be tweaked on the front end. And what a lot of
Mm.
closers don't understand or don't realize is that you have so much more control than you think. If the pre-call process sucks, it's not for you to just sit on your butt and just wait for marketing to fix it. Make your own pre-call video. If you've been asking for one but they've been dragging their feet, film your own. I have
Okay,
frameworks for that. It's like you need to do whatever you can to warm up the prospect before the call. If there's no appointment
okay.
setter, pick up the phone and call them and set them yourself. Oh my
Yes,
god.
yes,
You
yes.
know?
Why not? Yeah, yeah. Like do the work. Do the work.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, everybody, whoever is listening right now and stuck at 3K, when there is a no-show, just pick up the phone.
that's it.
Remember, Princess, you and me, we were having a conversation. I was on an offer, and you said, I heard outbound out over there is a nightmare. Right? Right? You said that to me. And I was like, yeah, it is a nightmare. And I started living in that nightmare, right?
Mm,
And I started living in that because I knew that I was looking at the leaderboard and I was seeing that, okay, next month I'll be in the top 20 because that's the only leaderboard they were showing, like the top 20 are the superstars, right? And I've been in like number 5, 15, 10 multiple times. And
mm-hmm.
of course, not just because I had leverage of inbound calls, but when there was a no-show, I was on the dialer. I was picking up the phone and I was just dialing and I was doing it strategically. And one more thing I would love to add as well, it's not just dialing blindly, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like strategically, just look at the leads, look if the money is there in the CRM to be made or
Yeah.
not, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, of course, that is a very good point. So, what do you think? Like the people who they are stuck, what's the first shift they need to make immediately?
Yes. Okay. So lately I've been talking to a lot of people who are stuck at a low income because they just don't even have enough opportunity on their calendar. So the first shift is look at yourself as a business, not as an employee. Because as a
Yes.
business, if your client is not providing enough leads for you to even like fill your calendar, you need to get another client. You need to stack
Right.
clients, my friend, stack offers. So that's the first
Mhm.
shift. It's really quick to make
Yeah.
because you can start looking for offers today. It doesn't mean jump ship. It means just stack offers. Anyone who tells you it's hard, they're just saying that because it was hard for them. It's not hard if you're organized. It's a learning curve for sure, but so what? Anything worth making six figures is going to be a little challenging. Get over it. Do it. Okay. I
Yeah,
know from
that's right.
experience. I worked 3 to 4 offers my whole career. Yes, my whole
Okay.
career. So
Okay. Okay.
that's how I kept my calendar full. um,
Well, okay.
yeah, that's the first shift. The second shift is, um, hmm, the second shift is this. When you are on a call with a prospect, whether you're a setter, whether you're a closer, look at it like me and this person are the only two people in the world right now. And
Yeah.
just focus on them and serving them, and giving them
Yeah.
what they need. You'll be a
Yeah.
better listener.
Yeah. Just like you're just sitting with your wife or your husband and you're just listening to them, right? And you want to make sure he or she is actually gets served, right? Because that's
Mm-hmm.
something I can relate, so I just said it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Princess, like, do you believe income is in sales specifically is directly tied to personal growth?
100%, of course. Yes.
And how so? Like, what internal traits must someone develop to move from average to elite, the you call leader? Like confidence,
Hmm.
emotional control, conviction, discipline.
Yeah. So good leaders feel like they deserve to be in that position of leadership.
Okay,
So it
yeah,
doesn't matter if you've been
strong.
in sales. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you've been in sales for 2 days, for 2 years.
Hmm.
If you were given the opportunity to be a closer for someone's business, you
Hmm.
have earned that position of leadership. So you better show up like you deserve it, whether you believe it or not. Fake it until you do believe it, because every prospect that shows up is here to be led by you. So if you don't even hold yourself like you deserve to be there, immediately you're doing them a disservice. So the internal work is that I deserve to be here. I deserve to make six figures. I deserve to make 10K a month. I deserve to help people, no matter what you sell. And that comes from having that sense of, first you gotta deal with all the stuff that happened to you in your life that makes you feel like you don't deserve to be there. It doesn't mean you have to do years and years of therapy to be good at sales. It's baby
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah, I mean it's like basically being human actually, and following the integrity. Like, if you're being honest with yourself, I deserve to be like, I am a closer. I already got hired. That means I am a leader. And
Mm-hmm.
I am going to lead my clients, my leads, and my own self. Like, I am the one who's going to put the food on the table for my family, right? So yeah,
Exactly.
that's absolutely right. And even leaderboard and all that, fame and all that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's you and your
Mm-hmm.
family and the people they're relying on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Princess, I know because you have transformed a lot of other lives too. And I'm actually enjoying this conversation. It's becoming so much natural, and a lot of people can relate with it as well. Let's make this tactical for a second, right? If
Mm-hmm.
I dropped a broke closer into your environment today, okay? What habits would you change in your daily routine first?
I like that. That's a really good question because yeah, that makes a big difference in performance. So I
Yeah.
know exactly what I would do because I've helped a bunch of people who were like on the verge of getting fired off their teams, like
Yeah.
to now they're at the top of the leaderboard, even some getting promoted to sales manager. So what I would do first thing is I've got to make sure you're starting your day with a guiding light. So what are you starting your day with? It needs to be something like when I say guiding light, what is it that guides you to be the best version of yourself? So it could be taking care of yourself. It could be this belief that
Mhm.
my body is a temple. So maybe you start your day with eating something very healthy or something fitness related. You've got to start your day in a positive way. Maybe it's starting your day with prayer, right? So that's the first thing. And then, of course, making sure that you're putting healthy food into your body. That's a non-negotiable
Sure.
because if you're sluggish, if you're tired,
Yeah.
you're not able to be sharp on your calls. Daily routine, I would also make sure that they are the same way that it's important to hold prospects accountable. I'm making sure that they're holding themselves accountable and the people in their lives. So if they have friends who say that they're going to do something, but then they don't do it, are you holding your friend accountable? So I ask
Mm.
to take inventory. I do this inventory exercise with students where you look at the different areas of your life, make sure everything is in alignment with the kind of closer you want to be. Um, and then training wise, I'm making sure that they're doing at least 2 hours a day of sales training.
Yeah, that's right. And when you said accountability, that actually remind me something. I was on a team, and there was like a small team of small teams of A players, right? And they were assigned. They had a performance coach for everybody, right? And I was working with one of the named one. We're working with them. And Matt Ryder is also one of those. So I was working with them, and they were like, okay, so what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to write down your goal and we will keep you accountable. What's your goal? Somebody said, I want to buy a house. Others says, I want to take my girl to a vacation to Bali. And the other one says, I want to buy a new car. And somebody said, I want to buy a property, and they were at the end of the month. Like every week, they were saying, "Okay, so how much money do you need to buy a car? Okay, and where your cash collected is right now. What are you going to do to do that?" And they were naturally telling, "Okay, I had to take like 5, 7 shows, and then the remaining I have to like generate 35 conversations
Mm,
for 5 minutes, and then pitches for like 3, 4 pitches every day, and 1, 2 closes, right? I mean, that is real accountability, right? People
yeah,
are who are in sales, they need to be accountable for each other like this, right?
yes,
In teams specifically. Yeah, so that's awesome. And what do you
yeah.
think? Like, what would you make them stop doing immediately, today, right now?
I would make them stop doing bad habits. So drinking, partying on the weekends,
Mm.
smoking, all of that has to stop. I know it's
Oh,
hard,
okay.
but like get over it. You want to make 6 figures or
Yeah.
what? Like stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, of course, of course. And when, there is, of course, objection handling is a very detailed topic to discuss on some other day. But objection prevention is something you focus on as well. I know you used to work with guys in objection box as well, and you've been leading there as well. So
Mhm.
what do you think? Like, how somebody should structure their call so there are more chances to close. And of course, objection prevention is there.
Mhm. Yeah. So my whole sales philosophy now and what I focus on is how to get a yes before you even pitch. So it's all about, getting it out the way
Mm,
early. So the top two questions to ask in discovery to make sure that pulling you're getting enough urgency and you're pulling the objections early is the first
mm,
one is for urgency is, well, I look at it like the two truths. So the number one truth you want to get is, what is it that shifted like recently that really makes you want to like get some help right now or really focus on whatever it is they want to achieve.
mm.
um that one is like, it's a game changer because yes, get their why, get their pain, everyone knows that, but you want a specific
Mm,
event. That's what people don't understand. They think an
mm.
appropriate answer to what shifted recently is, oh, I saw your ad 2 days ago. No, you want a
No, no.
specific event that took place that made them feel icky inside, that made them
Yeah,
decide, you know what, enough is enough. So
yeah,
that's what you need for urgency. It has to be a specific event. Okay.
that's
um,
right.
and the second truth that we really need to get in discovery is, what actually held you back from achieving this goal within the last whatever time frame they gave you that they've been trying to do this.
Mm.
So let's say it's
That's
4 years.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
held you back from achieving this in the last 4 years? Because the answer they're going to give you will be a fear or a limiting belief. The same fear or limiting belief that will come at the end of the call when you tell them the price of their program.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you pull
Bec-
it out early.
yeah, that's right. I mean, even in the beginning, you would know that. I mean, if this person is going to say any objection, or maybe they're really serious about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
of course, do you have any concerns and thoughts about tonality matters, or
I don't care about that. I don't care about
mm,
tonality because if what I teach is, if you look at it like you and that prospect are the only two people in the world,
mm.
your tonality will naturally come out the way it needs to because you're genuinely caring for that person in that 45
So
minutes
yeah,
you
of
have.
course it does matter because you're not acting, right?
Yeah,
Because
it'll
of
just
course you're
come out
not acting at
naturally.
this time. It's actually coming natural. So yeah,
Mhm.
okay. I
Yeah.
gotcha. And this was like an amazing masterclass for anybody who was actually listening to it. And if they only listened to this, of course, they would have a lot more clarity. And for the closers, appointment setters, salespeople who they are listening right now, who feels stuck, what's the brutal truth they need to hear, do you think? I mean, and what's the opportunity available to them if they actually step up?
Mm. The brutal truth is you're not doing enough. So you're not doing enough volume, you're not doing enough training, you're not doing enough role plays, you're not doing enough self reflection, you're not doing enough. There isn't a single sales rep that I encounter who's not where they want to be, where I evaluate, I'm like, wow, you're actually doing everything. I don't know why you're stuck. No, no one's doing enough.
Mm.
What people don't understand is that in order to make six figures in remote high ticket sales, you need to treat this like it's an Olympic sport. You're not training enough, train more. You're not
Oh,
reviewing
okay.
calls enough. Yeah,
Mhm.
all of it.
Yeah. It's just like when you go to the gym and
Mhm.
if you're not training more, you're not going to build that muscle.
Yeah.
You're not going to train that muscle to be built. Yeah. So in order to make or quit sales when you're stuck at 2K or 3K jobs, not the real business, entrepreneurship as a closer, sales as a service business model, and you just want to be there, but you don't know how, that is the way. You got to train
Mhm.
yourself, train
Yeah.
more, work harder. Hey,
Yeah.
Princess,
And mhm.
go ahead. Please go ahead.
I just want to say one last thing because I know some people might feel like, oh my gosh, but I feel like I'm doing a lot. So here's the mindset shift is if you don't want to do more, go get a corporate job. See how
Yes.
much work they're going to pile
Mm,
onto your plate. The
mm,
difference with remote sales is that you're going to work really hard in the beginning to set yourself up to do
mm.
really well consistently. And it's for
That's
you,
right.
not to make another company rich, some company that might just fire you or lay you off
Yeah,
whenever, you know?
that's right. That's right. Yep, it's for you, of course,
Mhm.
at the end of the day. So yeah, that's amazing. This is actually mind blowing. If you really look at it, sometimes, you're working with other businesses to grow yourself
Mhm.
as well as you're making sales, because your job is like that 45 minutes.
Mhm.
You are a nobody to someone. You hop on a call and you make $200, $300 from the same call.
Mhm.
And I mean, if that is not available in a corporate job, if you really want to do it, right?
Mhm.
Along with mental health and other stuff as well. So
Mhm.
Princess actually gave us some golden nuggets today, guys. And if you really care about you, your family, the girl you have, and the guy you have. So everybody, if you care about your family, you care about yourself, and you are in sales, you want to stay in sales for a while and then move from there to the top, just like the other people, just like Princess does. And you really want to understand. And Princess, can you please guide us if somebody wants to work with you, how they can apply?
Yes, of course. So I hope you can link my school
Of course,
community in the
yes, I will.
description. Okay, cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a great place because I have tons of free training in the school community where I break things down. I break down my frameworks. I don't gatekeep. Okay, y'all. Like I give you guys the sauce in my free community. I'm very active in there as well, and I do live training in there
Hmm.
for free. So yeah, that's a great place to jump in there, and then we can always connect there if you want to DM me in school. I'm very active there. So
All
yeah.
right, guys. So what you're gonna do is first step, just go on Instagram, just go on Facebook, follow her first. That's the first thing. The second thing is join her school community. And if you vibe, just pay her and level up. All right, Princess. That was amazing conversation. And we really, love you having on the show. Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
it's a pleasure. Thank you.